Hey everyone, my name is George. Welcome. I don't know what this video is, but we're just rolling with it and we're just going to see what happens. Intro. Okay, so, hello. Welcome. This is my NS design stick and this is my pedal board of maybe potential doom. I don't know. My pedal board. This video is really just an explanation of how I make the compositions that maybe you've seen me post. I post snippets of stuff that I've recorded and I play on my shorts and on my TikToks or whatever, and this is a video that will, I don't know, explain how it all happens with the gear that I have. I feel like I need a video on my YouTube for this very reason. So what am I doing? Well, this is my NS design stick. It's an 8-string. It's tuned from a low B to an A sharp or a B flat. It's stereo. 2 volume knobs, 2 tone, stacked tone, pickup selection switches, and a mono and stereo switch there. It sounds great with effects. On its own, you can just use it as a bass, and I have done in the past on various gigs and whatever. But effects is what makes this instrument really shine. And we can go over some of those whilst also talking about the gear that I have in front of me. Now, it's a pretty awesome pedal board. It's taken me quite a while to find stuff that works, but I think we're set on what we have here. So, for starters, we've got a Zoom B3. This is my bass multi-effects unit. It's great. You know, every sound that you can think of is taken care by this pedal. It's versatile. It's very well built. It's got all sorts in there. Loops, loop station rather, drums. You know, everything imaginable. It's really great. I've got all sorts of cool stuff in there, and I'll just demo a few of those now. So this is like a Marcus Miller-esque type tone, but it's since changed over the years. I've got some reverb on there as well. I made like a trumpet sound. There's like a synth. Octaves. There's like a sub-octave here. I don't even know if it'll even produce that here. That's pretty low though. Okay, so yeah, great. It's got a tuner. There is a loop station in there as well, as you can see. And whatever else you need, it's taken care of in there. So, moving over to my guitar effects, which are from this pedal. This is an Ampero One. It's by Hotone. Brilliant effects pedal again. Slightly newer than this. It's got a nice touchscreen that's pretty fluid actually. Yeah, you can have 1, 2, and 3 separate effects stomp boxes, amps, noise reduction, cabs, EQ, as well as like a global EQ, delays, reverbs. You can change the volume and the tempo of things. You can assign foot switches and expression pedals to various things, as you can see. That should turn on effects 2, and that turns on effects 3. This one I've told to turn on 1, 2, and EQ as well. So, and you can assign it for different patches. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It sounds wonderful. At the moment I'm playing it without reverb because we'll get to that in a second, but give you an idea, this is like a solo tone. It's got so much stuff in here. Again, I'm not playing any reverbs on here. The reverbs are okay, but just wait till we get to this one. This is what makes it really shine. So yeah, there we go. Over here we've got a singular sound BeatBuddy. This is drums. It's fantastic. It's MIDI drum pedal, strong, versatile, and they sound pretty real as well, you know. They really convincing sounds, so I really like that. This is also its sort of counterpart, brother, whatever you want to call it. This is the singular sound Aeros Loop Studio. Again, versatile, intuitive, quite simple to understand, works really well, and strong, you know. They go through the wars, this lot. It's incredible. So we can touch on that in a second. This inconspicuous module from above is actually a Tascam recorder. I can also mix my levels into this for the output, and I can also record whatever I decide to produce. I can record it onto an SD card and then do whatever with that, you know, in post and make actual songs. This is my new pedal. It's my Strymon Cloudburst. It's brilliant. It's reverby. It's versatile. Love it. And this is the foot switch for the BeatBuddy, which had to be over here because the cable was quite long, so it stretches over here. Over here you can see a battery. A lot of this is running on, there's a Cioks 4, which is underneath here to make it all very quiet, but generally I run it on batteries, like pedal power supply ones. They're great and I know, relatively cheap. And this pedal here, well, this is actually, I've set this to do an infinite sort of feedback setting for the reverbs that I use. So, how does this all sound, I hear you ask? I give you a bit of a demo. So, here's the scenario. I've just set up busking, and the first thing that comes to mind when I do that is this kind of thing. So, that kind of thing, you get the idea. I like to do all this tapping stuff. Cool. As you can see, I'm using a long reverb there, but you can also do short reverbs, short and snappy reverbs, which are really nice. So, for example, and if I was to do something pretty sort of funky, I would do this kind of thing. Yep, you get the idea. I can do all sorts of stuff with that. So, how do I make my music? I suppose that's an important question we need to address as well. You know, I do all sorts of things. If I was to go for
a few moments later.
So, we have a cool funky beat, and you know, I like this whole so, you know, let's just see what happens. I've got this awesome harmony effect that you'll hear on my guitar. Cool. Great. With the reverb. So you get the idea. All pretty cool, all pretty bougie, pretty Gucci, pretty cool. Great. You know, there's all sorts of stuff. That's sort of one composition that I do. I do all sorts of other things. I'm a big fan of Pink Floyd and what they do. We can do something 6/8. Now, there's also some cool hacks that you can do on this pedal board, which is great. Especially on the Strymon, you should be able to hear that it's got this ensemble feature, which is like it adds an element of an extra layer. So that's cool. Here's an example of how I would utilize this in a composition as well. So you get the idea. Very rough, very ready, very busked. But hey, that's live music and that's what I do. I don't know if that gave you a good idea of how I use all this stuff, but I feel that regardless, I needed a video on the internet that probably shows it to shows whatever I do out in the world on the internet. I don't even know if that makes sense. Anyway, thanks for watching. My name is George. I've got loads of music on the internet, Spotify, Bandcamp, all over the shop. If you like this kind of video, or even if you didn't like this video, comments are welcome. Feedback is always cool. Man, you know, this stuff is hard to do. So anyway, thanks for watching. Don't know how much of this video will actually be in the video, but we got there, and that's what counts. So yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.